Today I'm going to show you the Kindle Keyboard with the electronic ink with this same book that I'm reading to compare to the Kindle Fire that I've been using. Here you see the several shades of gray from the Kindle Keyboard, and here's why it's called Keyboard. And then I'll pull it out here closer so you can see the size a little better when you're reading. It's very small, extremely thin. And there's very little glare compared to the Kindle Fire. The keyboard is handy if you do very much typing. Sometimes the virtual keyboards just vary in how handy they are to use. This one, I would like to try the Kindle Touch, the regular electronic ink, but this one has the pages that are mechanical that you turn. This shows the difference in the title page. Now I'll show you just that much on the Kindle Fire again, just to compare in case this is your first view. Here's the Kindle Fire. Seagull showing up pretty clear there. Actually, it's even clearer than this when you're reading on your own. The color is actually brighter than it will show through the netbook webcam. And then this shows the title page beginning with the contents in color. There are advantages and disadvantages to both. On this one, it shows a little battery signified up on top there. I think it's going to be kind of hard to see. It's that little blob there kind of on the top right. This battery lasts, since it's pretty powerful with the color and the touch and all the bells and whistles, I guess you'd call them, internet, Wi-Fi. It's more like a cell phone or tablet, and the battery lasts a day depending on how you use it. The other Kindle, this one, and then some of the newer ones, the batteries last from 1 to 2 months. Again, depending how you use them, because you can get the 3G or the Wi-Fi and do some internet on the regular Kindle, but the purpose of this one with the electronic ink is for reading. I'll go through a few pages so you can see a little bit more. It's hard to tell here, though, exactly what the print looks like in real life. But it is very clear, the electronic ink. And let's see, I'll do the push the letter A on the bottom. This shows how you can change the typeface. I'll make it a little bit bigger. And this one, it has the text-to-speech also. You can see that on there. Whereas you can't do that with the Kindle Fire, but then you can read audiobooks on there. Now I'll close the typeface indicator and show you how it looks with a little bit larger print. I find when I'm reading on the regular Kindle, I can read for hours. Honestly, more comfortable than reading a paper physical book. Well, let's see if I can return to where I was and the table of contents. Now on my regular Kindle here, I'm going to see if I can go back to where I was reading. Yep. And so I can just continue there. I'm trying to think of what else you might want to know on the differences between the Kindles. Maybe another day I'll line up all of them. I started out with the first Kindle that came out, and I still have it. So that'd be, a lot of people call them Kindle 1, 2, 3, and 4. Amazon has different names for them. If I was going to upgrade on the regular Kindles with the electronic ink, I really like the Kindle Keyboard, but I might like to try the Kindle Touch. I've gotten spoiled by the Kindle Fire and my smartphone, the Samsung Fascinate. My husband has the Samsung Charge, and that one, I like that one even better. It's got a pretty high quality camera. I like the swipe typing on the cell phones. I kind of miss that on the Kindle Fire. It's just got a virtual keyboard. Wonder if I could get that up quickly here. Yeah, if you press and hold on a word, see if I can do that and show it. I'll just press and hold on something. It brings up. No, it's not doing it. Let's see if I can do it this way. Okay, that brought up a little menu. It asks if you want to do, see if you can read that, note or highlight or more. And if you click the more, it gives you this option. It's going to be hard to make it show. Search in book, search Wikipedia, search Google. Let's see, I don't remember what I was trying to do with these. Something. Anyway, I got rid of that. And I'll go ahead and start reading. Oh, I was going to try to bring up the keyboard. Oh well, we'll do that another time. Let's see, I think I'll turn off this Kindle Keyboard. And then we'll go back to the stand that I usually use for the vertical reading, or horizontal this is. Set it down here and get back into the reading of the Molasses Moon book. I left off on kind of a fun part. Just about getting into the Funk and Wagnall Pocket Dictionary definition of continuum, and I paused there right before giving the definition. So, defines continuum, something continuous with no discernible separate parts. My dictionary down in the kitchen said more, something about whims and no laws, or telling what's what in a continuum. I think I need that more. I'll go get it. Hang on a minute. Wait, I'll check my Random House paperback dictionary first. It's up here. And by the way, when you do push or touch and hold on your Kindle on a word, You can get not only the dictionary definition there, but you can go into Google or Wikipedia or about anywhere you want to go to research a word. But back then, I was going up and down the stairs with my dictionaries. That's one of the things that sold me on Kindle, the original Kindle even, just knowing that you could access a word. There you had the little toggle switches to go up and down with the cursor on the page. And now this, you'll see that back in '94, I was doing it a little bit different way. Okay, the Random House paperback dictionary, which was up in the attic, says a continuous, extent, series, or whole. Extent. I don't know what that means. That's from now. A series of novels has discernible separate parts. We have a contradiction here. Down the stairs we go. I'll refill my tea and pee while I'm down there. I'll skip lunch since I just had a piece of cake. Ugh, I'm full. No turnips for me today. Asterisk. I'm back with my American Heritage Dictionary. It's a paperback too. I don't have a big dictionary. Maybe I should buy one when I get paid. Or maybe my publisher will give me a special one. Here's a deja vu from 2008. That's typed into the latest edition of the book. Kindle, Amazon. And then back to the book in '94. Dream on, Linda, dream on. Okay, I will. And I did. And you know where we are now. We do have some definite progress. The heat feels good up here today. It's rather chilly downstairs. The window blind up here has ugly drips of insecticide all over it. What a pig I am. It's hard to get into any good daydreams looking at that dirty window shade. So I'll get back to work. In the American Heritage, continuum, something in which no part can be distinguished from neighboring parts except by arbitrary division. Arbitrary. Determined by whim or caprice. Not limited by law. Despotic. That's what I was looking for. Sounds like the Q continuum on Star Trek to me. Does it to you? Q appears to do everything by whim or caprice. Am I saying that right? Would it be caprice? Maybe either. Q appears to do everything, and now we're talking about the character Q. Appears to do everything by whim or caprice. To Picard's disgust. And Q certainly isn't limited by many laws, except maybe those of his species. And doesn't the American Heritage wording, no part can be distinguished from neighboring parts, sound just like the socialistic ideal? I wonder what Hegel would have thought about that definition. Marx would have loved it. Red is red. Who needs variety? Oops, class is over. The bell just rang. I'm on page 11, and I have to stop the chapter now. So, is my choosing the 11th page of each chapter as my breaking point an arbitrary whim? Or a well-set law? Or merely a play on the 11th hour? Depends on my reason for making the law, doesn't it? Would you like to know the reason? With an S in parentheses. You might be disappointed. But since you don't exist yet, and may never exist, I guess it doesn't matter. How sad. From 2012, I have often, at least 9 or 10 views on all my videos on this series. And on the first two, as of today, which is February 8th, 2012, Wednesday, the first and second video have 35 views each totaled on YouTube. Now, I don't know how their counter works, or whether there might be people viewing the videos on other websites that I don't know about. That happened with Myrtle, the reading of Myrtle's Ultimate Mystery. I found through a Google alert that Myrtle was being presented, whatever you'd call it, on a New Age guru website in a category of horror astrology. And they were showing every one of the videos that I had on that series, which I took as a great compliment, because the other people that were being featured on that website were some of the biggies of New Age. And of course, the way I speak of the New Age, I have a lot of interest in what it brought it out, and then I'm also satiring it along with everything else, including myself. Well, I really went out on that tangent. I don't know what got me out there or what will get me back in here. How sad. So the point is, though, I do have a few, well, what shall I do? Call them views here now. I don't know who they are precisely, though, because no one's made an open comment except Robert, and I don't know whether he's just watched the first two or continuing on. I know of a few other people that are at least watching here and there, including my Aunt Anna Mae, her sister Catherine, and my very good cohort author friend Jack Engelhard. I think he's probably watching most of them, as he did when I was reading his book, Escape from Mount Moriah, which I enjoyed tremendously, and those videos are still here. So I do know that some people are reading this book, and Anna Mae actually read the book twice, once in manuscript form back in the 90s with her husband, and then again just recently she bought a Kindle just so she could buy and read my books. Just a little bit of happiness interjected there from the present of where I'm reading. Okay, how sad. Not sad anymore. Don't feel bad, though. I don't exist either. In some worlds. We can't cover all the bases all the time. We have to take whatever reality we can get. No switching bases or realities mid-life, or midstream either, like I'm doing now. My goodness, another chapter, and it's only 1 o'clock. Chapter 24, Space-Time Crossings. Speaking of astrological cycles now, I'll step out into 2012 again, and the last two videos that I uploaded, and I actually recorded some also, which won't be uploaded until I don't know when. I've been doing a lot of research on what are called formations. It's just geometric patterns that the planets will make from our perspective from Earth. Sometimes you'll have 3 that look like an equilateral triangle from our perspective, and some of them have gotten fairly sophisticated. One I call a quincunx cross. It looks like what I might call a time tube or a time tunnel. And this chapter reminded me of that. Someday, if I live long enough, I'll be able to publish the books of all the writing that was done on that research. talked a little bit about that in Days of Coffee and Donuts in the chapter on astrology. I don't remember what all I said, but yeah, that's enough of that. That gets a little bit too complicated. Now I'll read just a little bit just to see what this chapter's about. You know, you can switch bases, even midstream. There are cues for that. One of the big ones is the time to die, when you join an alternate reality subgroup. I was actually going to mention that a little while ago. Something came to mind which brought that cue, crossings, and my quincunx cross. That's a cycle that comes around periodically, more often than you'd think. That does give a little bit of capacity that we can't really quite tap into yet, I think, because according to my theories, our minds just aren't strong enough yet. Now, if we use 6% of our brain, as I've read a long time ago, just think of what we could do even with one more percentage point with mind over matter, whatever types of things. But I'm kind of glad that we're held back for the time being, because the way most people are right now and the way most people think, we could create some horrible catastrophes, more than I could even imagine. Okay, let's see what else I was saying here. When you die, there are probably more than one of these preordained death cues for each of us, especially since the delayed death syndrome was brought on by prescription drugs. But when all else fails, take your life into your own hands and make your own cues. Maybe this class chapter should be spent telling you how to make your own. I would, but I'm not sure I know. Besides, I've given you enough worthwhile information for one book. If I stopped right here and typed a big, the end, you'd have gotten more than your money's worth. And most of my goads would be gone. I could continue them in my next book, or life. You have to leave something for the Grim Reaper, don't you? Enough is enough. Yeah, and that's a good pausing point. I have no idea how much time this one has been stretched into. It's been kind of fun to bring a little bit of the astrology in. That way I can use an astrology tag and see whether I can beef up the views I'm getting here. I realize the amateurishness of this and the droning on of my voice might be a good restful meditation or a sleep cue, better than sleeping pills. And to compare this to some of the professional videos and even some of the amateurs that are really that put a lot more time into them and use a better camera, better webcam, or an actual real camera on a tripod with lighting and all that good stuff. This isn't competing in any way, shape, or form. But there's something here, I think. I don't know what it is. If there weren't something, I don't think I'd be wanting to do this and be doing it so religiously and keeping it up every day. I still feel like I'd like to read the whole book, even if that kills some of the sales, because maybe it'll kill some, maybe it'll make some, who knows. There's always the appeal, maybe, if you like the story or you like the information, you might want to refer back to some of it. Of course, you could watch a video again. Or you might want to see some of the photos. They do show off a lot better in Kindle Fire, but people that get into Kindles might want to have the Fire and the regular one. A lot of people I've been reading on Amazon reviews and forums have both the Fire and another Kindle, because the Kindle electronic ink is just hard to beat for people that read hours at a time. And the Fire has just got a lot of appeal in its own ways. So, like I said, enough is enough, and it's time to say goodbye again. And I really hope you're enjoying this. Don't know what else to say again, but thanks. You are what this is all about. See you later.